we did a little bit of research on you prior to
Oh
this.
gosh, here
Saw
we
what
go.
saw what we could find out there. Um, and have you got to hear about the new sheriff in town yet?
Yeah, I think I think he's retired.
Retired?
Yeah, I think they took his badge and everything. Badge, spurs, his holster, his
Yeah.
hat. Yeah, it's all gone.
Get jacked up. Yeah, jacked up. Let's get jacked up.
How about that jacked up podcast?
So we saw that photo. Caden showed me that photo. What was kind of the background behind that?
So, gosh, that was like back in 1993. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, um, I had played my first full season in 1992 in California. And of course, hometown kid coming back to Wichita to play for the hometown team. And I don't know the theme. I don't even know what the theme was, but um, when I came back, what they did is they had me that boot barn on Kellogg.
Uh-huh.
It was someplace out there that they had me in. They had me dress up in Wrangler jeans and they wanted to put cowboy boots on me and I said no.
Yeah.
And so they got my high top spikes.
Yeah.
The shirt, I felt out of place.
Yeah.
They put the hat on me. And the crazy thing is they did mine there, but like the picture, Cowtown and all of that, that was done down. All they did is just put different backgrounds together to
Yeah.
create that one. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing that they had me do at that one is they tried to have me go to Lawrence Dumont Stadium and be near the horses.
Yeah.
Now I love horses from a distance.
Yeah.
I'm not riding a horse, and I would love to, but I know horses can sense fear.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love the power
Uh-huh.
and speed from a distance.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah, no, I think you showed me that prior to that too one time. And so I was like, we gotta bring that up.
Yeah, my players today don't let me live that one down.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So I guess I kind of want to start around the high school time frame for you. You attended Northwest, right?
Yes.
So when you were at Northwest, what all sports do you do besides baseball?
Baseball, football, basketball.
Mhm.
I played all three. I could have went to college for all three.
Yeah.
Um, I played basketball and football for fun.
Yeah.
And when I say for fun, I actually love those sports, but I wasn't passionate about those sports.
Yeah.
So I played those because I really enjoyed it. And if I would have been 6 foot, I would have went to Oklahoma and played football. If
Yeah.
I'd have been 6 foot. But I knew that football, they play for keeps and they try to kill you.
Yeah.
I knew this.
Uh-huh.
Basketball, I mean, I could jump, I could dunk, I could do all of that. But basketball was truly, I didn't start basketball till like the third or fourth grade. And I just did that simply for fun. And then baseball, I've played that ever since I was 5.
Yeah.
And so um, in high school in the 90s, everybody played every sport. Like if you were good enough, you played all your sports. And then you chose the one.
Yeah.
You didn't choose the one when you got in high school.
Yeah.
You chose the one at the end of the road that you were wanting to play. But if you knew which one you wanted to play, of course, you'd be like, yeah, I'm good with those other two.
Yeah. So where did the original passion for baseball come from then?
It was my dad. I mean, my dad played semi-pro. Growing up, we played baseball all the time. And I mean, we played all the time. We played every day across the street
Yeah.
in a church parking lot. And we always played. There was 3 to 5 of us that always played. Growing up, we would always play 2-on-1, 2-on-2, or 3-on-2.
Yeah.
And anytime we only had 3 kids, I was always the one that played against the 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we made up rules,
Uh-huh.
meaning made up rules to learn the game. And so if it's 1-on-2, we never play with a baseball. We never play with a real bat. We always play with a tennis ball. We play with wiffle ball bats, or we play with them little stick bats, but we never played with a real baseball. And we'd play across the street, and we would make up rules, meaning if you hit it into the street, it was automatic 3 outs.
Yeah.
Okay. If you pull it
Uh-huh.
and you break a window, game's over. And so we had rules like that. When it was 1-against-3, of course, the parking lot was probably like 40 yards, 50 yards. So if they hit a ball, one person, what we would do is you would literally have to run and go get the ball and just throw the ball into the pitcher's mound.
Mhm.
If the ball got to the pitcher's mound before they got halfway to the next space, they were out.
Yeah.
So the game was even,
Yeah.
because that's all we thought is it's not 1-against-2.
Uh-huh.
It's I'm just gonna have to run a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so beating them always made you feel better.
Uh-huh.
So we didn't have a problem about that. But yeah, I think it was just growing up and my dad, I mean, you watch your dad play, and that's the sport that he liked the most. And that's the sport that you grew up around
Mhm.
more at a young age. Then you kind of like drift towards that sport, so to speak.
No, that's that. I think all of us have had a little bit of stories like that
Yes.
playing out there at one point or another.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know your dad played baseball.
Bless your heart, man.
You never told me that.
You never asked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, kind of going back more towards your high school time, what year did you start playing varsity for baseball?
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
I started playing my sophomore year. Well, okay. Fun fact. He should have known this, but I don't know if he did. So I played summer ball
Uh-huh.
from 5 years old until 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then 10th, 11th, 12th, freshman in college, sophomore in college, junior in college, I never played summer ball.
Really?
Never played summer ball. All I did was played across the street.
Uh-huh.
All I did was threw a football in the summer. I never played summer ball.
Yeah.
And we didn't play summer ball I didn't play summer ball at the time because a lot of the teams that are around here, they either didn't want us to play or they put us on the team and didn't play us.
Mhm.
And so when that happened my 8th grade year, I went, all right, I'm not playing. I mean, I can practice and get more out of practice than I can going on a team and sitting the bench.
Right.
And we did. So back then you did all these hidden facilities and places to hit, and you didn't need that.
Mhm.
You played outside every day.
Yeah.
So if you played outside every day, you would literally go in the house, look at your favorite player, Mike Schmidt, come back out, and I'd be like, check it out, look. And then you tell me, that don't look like Mike Schmidt. So I'd get mad. I'd run back in the house.
Yeah.
I'd look at Mike Schmidt. I'll come back out, and you'd be like, okay, that kind of. So that's how we learn.
Yeah.
You just mimicked your best players. And if you sucked, your boys would let you know
Yeah.
that you sucked.
Yeah.
So it was more of that. But yeah, I never played after my 8th grade year. I never played summer ball.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, kind of with you coaching and whatnot, what is some things, or how has the game changed when it comes to training players compared to kind of how you were trained? Like, obviously, you said watching people on TV, but
now it's harder because parents believe that your kid has to be training with somebody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They believe you have to be in a facility all the time. They believe that they need all these things to have the advantage.
Yeah.
And all you need is a ball, bat, and glove.
Right.
Like, that's all you need. And so the perception is so shady
Mm-hmm.
because people believe and people want to try to sell that you need all of that when all you need to do is go practice.
Yeah.
Like, if you just put in that simple word practice, you'll get better. And the prime example is kids in other countries don't have all the stuff they have here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to the big leagues on a regular.
Yeah.
And so what is the disconnect? What is the difference? Well, they're practicing more.
Yeah.
And what is it that we have? And everybody has it, but what is it that we have here that is the game changer to you not becoming a better player? Well, you have social media and you have all the gadgets that take away from you wanting to become a better player.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy. Easiest thing is this. The easiest thing on the face of this earth is to be lazy. The hardest thing to do is to work.
Yeah.
And so why do you have more people that are lazy? Because it's easy. Why do you have less people that are successful in some of the things they want to do? Because they don't want to put the work in. They want somebody else to put the work in for them. So just trying to get kids to understand, listen, if you work, you will get better. If you don't, you better be phenomenal athlete.
Yeah. So how do you think, and I'm coming with it from firsthand experience with this. My mechanics were terrible when I played baseball until I had people come in and kind of fix those
Right.
for me. On that side of things, do you think the mechanics, like fixing those, has changed, or is it still kind of black and white to?
It is. You have people trying to make sports scientific.
Yeah.
And I get it that science is in it, but at the end of the day, do you need to be thinking about your scapula
Yeah.
when somebody's throwing 95?
Right. Probably not.
No. Ball and bat.
Yeah.
That's all it is. A tennis player don't think about, oh, am I moving this when a ball's coming 100?
Yeah.
You know, their only thought process is get that racket in the same plane as the ball.
Yeah.
And I don't care how I get it there.
Yeah.
So to some extent, do mechanics matter? Not when game time starts, because you can have bad mechanics, be gifted, and be really good.
Yeah.
You can have really good mechanics, can't hit to save your life,
Yeah.
and be really, really bad.
Yeah.
So does it matter to some extent? To some extent it does, but at the end of the day, it's you got to be able to repeat something regularly on a consistent basis. And there are guys at a high level that can compete, that can repeat bad mechanics, and they're good at it.
Yeah.
That's called gifted.
Yeah.
Everybody's not that. And so, yeah, if the right person comes across your path in your lifetime, they can make a difference in your life. The wrong person can come across your path and detour you or knock you off of the path.
Yeah.
So everybody is going to have somebody that comes into their life that's going to make a difference in a positive or negative way. You just have to be able to grab, take away, be a sponge, and keep absorbing. Because at the end of the day, yeah, why are professional athlete kids, why do they look like they're ahead of the normal kid? Because they're getting taught at a young age what you need to do at the highest level, but they're getting that information early.
Yeah.
And so when you get professional teaching early, of course you're going to be more advanced.
Yeah.
That's like a kid going to school and one kid going to normal classes and one kid going to honor classes.
Yeah.
Whole ball game changes.
Yeah.
You're like, we didn't learn that.
Yeah.
Of course you don't,
Yeah.
because this is a little bit higher level.
Right.
So yeah, no, it is. I mean, just getting the right information to the kid can make all the difference in the kid's life. And it can be as simple as, you good. And the kid's like, well, nobody's ever told me that. They've always told me I'm bad. Well, no, you're actually good. You just don't believe you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that right there is something a lot of people, I was gonna say, I had times of feel like with sports you're your own weakness a lot of the time.
Yep.
So which is something that's really hard to get out of that mindset at moments.
Yes.
But so I guess moving forward, what was the skill like what was the skills in the Wichita City League whenever you were there? Was it competitive or was it not too competitive? I have a counter question for this too.
Good. So let's just say this, and everybody who grew up in the late 80s can tell you this. In the late 80s, I would say we were ridiculously talented. And how do you know that? Because guys were going D1, guys were getting drafted. It was sickening. But before me, it was even more sickening.
Yeah.
And like my sisters grew up, and my sisters were in high school in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And I would go to high school basketball games before I went to Wichita State basketball games.
Yeah.
That's how talented the city league around here was. And a lot of people don't even remotely understand. There were McDonald All-Americans walking around here on a regular
Yeah.
at every school,
Yeah.
not just at one or two. So do I think that the talent level has gone down somewhat? It has to an extent.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of that has to do with it's not even the players, it's what has transpired in society in terms of you don't see pickup games at basketball courts anywhere.
Yeah.
You used to have better games at basketball blacktops
Mm.
than you did on city league games at night.
Right.
You used to have tackle a man football games that were better than Friday night football games, and you were going to leave beat down and broke down.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have pickup baseball games in the 3-on-3, 5 that were better than Tuesday and Thursday games.
Yeah.
So you used to have all of those things, and just because of the times, you don't have that. But yeah, the amount of talent that was actually in the city league was actually kind of crazy.
Yeah. So my kind of counter to that or counter question is, me and Caden have talked about this quite a bit, how in that Wichita City League right now, I feel like you see Carroll, caping sometimes, and then Northwest sometimes really kind of running the area with that.
Right.
What do you think needs to be done, if there is anything that can be done to kind of get it where it's a high level competitive nature, to where when you get to state time and you're going to play Kansas City teams, you're at that same competitive level as they are?
Players have to be more disciplined,
Mm-hmm.
and coaches have to be more strict.
Yeah.
And when I say strict, I mean your star athlete who you're scared that he's going to quit because you won't let him miss practice or let him do that. Okay. Miss practice, you're not playing.
Mm.
Like, you have to learn at the highest level, you don't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what you'll see. A lot of kids here will be allowed to get away with some things, and then they're not able to be successful when they leave here.
Yeah.
Well, you're not able to because you were never pushed to be disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the biggest things, if you ask me, around here is coaches have to go, because you said it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll use your school.
Yeah.
Okay. Discipline wise.
Uh-huh.
You guys are very disciplined with stuff you do.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think you guys are the most athletic team? No, you're not. You're not the most. You go to East,
Uh-huh.
you go to West,
Yeah.
you go to even South. You go to those schools. You want to talk about athletes out the Yahoo?
Yeah.
They have athletes just coming out the Yahoo.
Yeah. East right now is a big one.
But they're not disciplined.
Yeah.
And so when you're not disciplined, a team that is more fundamentally sound in every sport
Mm-hmm.
will beat a team that's more talented but don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
Because that other team, all they need is 2 athletes.
Mm-hmm.
In any sport, all they need is 2 athletes on that other team.
Yeah.
And the one coach that I played against him, and he's one of the most iconic, phenomenal coaches, is Coach Eck,
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
He typically does not have the most talented kids, and some of them are talented,
Uh-huh.
but in the 80s, he didn't have the most talented teams.
Uh-huh.
He had about 2 or 3 dudes that were really talented, and then he had a lot of role players. But you know what they were? They were very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were disciplined, everybody knew their role.
Yeah.
Somebody who's and it sucks to say it, everybody's not a star player.
Mm.
Everybody on the basketball court, you don't get to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't get to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on the football field, guess what? You're not making all the tackles.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on the baseball field, you're not leaving the yard.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you're disciplined and you understand your role on the team, even the guy on the football team that's the 44th guy,
Mm-hmm.
the guy on the baseball team that's third, there's going to be some point in the season that the team needs you.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It happens every year. There'll be some point. And you know what? You just need to play your part.
Mm.
If everybody plays their part, that it works.
Mm.
And so when you ask the question that you ask, for me, watching sports around here, it's just discipline.
Yeah.
It's players going, man, I actually do have to work.
Yeah.
Man, I actually do have to do stuff on my own. And they don't.
Yeah.
And I know it. And this is the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah.
I explain it this way every time in baseball.
Yeah.
When my kids are 12, 13, 14, 15, getting ready to be 16, the parents have the keys.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking them to all the practices. They're getting them where they need to be. As soon as those keys change hands,
Mm.
that's when the mindset changes.
Yeah.
You don't see the same work ethic from 3/4 of the kids. A fourth of them, you still gonna see it, but 3/4 of them, you won't. And that's why you always hear, man, such and such was so good. What happened?
Yeah.
Well, mom and dad weren't the ones saying you need to do this anymore. So then you get to find out if he really loved it and was passionate for it,
Mm.
or if he liked it.
Right.
And that's the difference. The difference is the passion, the love, and the like. Most kids like sports.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was something that I learned. My love was not there for the game once I got out of high school. And so I had the opportunity to go and play, but I'm glad I didn't. You know, doing this keeps me really close to
Right.
sports. And for me, it's the perfect median. You know?
Right.
And it was the good route for me. But I think you hit that all right on the head, because I went to Wichita schools my whole life. I went to Robinson for middle school, and then I went to Heights for a year. And so that was the first thing I saw. I played with the Bears, so I played with Avery and Dylan and all them. Then I get to Heights, and that whole discipline aspect that you were talking about, it was like extremely different, especially with, you know, not putting names out there, but when your best player, one of the best players in the state, isn't even out there and kickoff starts, and then gets out there, kickoff or end of first quarter, all right, hop in there. And it's like, you know, there was just a very different mindset, I think, when it comes to getting people to perform at their best, you know? So then I guess I kind of want to go a little bit on what was it like getting recruited at that time when it was pre-technology? Because we've talked to one person about it, but how does that really look like, you know? Respectfully.
No, I think it's funny listening to you say this, because the crazy thing is this. Kids of today would not be able to survive with how the recruiting was then.
Yeah.
We didn't think anything of it. Like, we didn't think anything of it when I was getting recruited in all the sports, basketball being the least. And if I would have put in, that's the crazy thing. If I not practice time, but drive time, meaning if I really wanted to go to college for basketball, my mindset and my practice things would have been totally different. When it was basketball season, that's all I never picked up a baseball, never picked up a football. When it was football season, never picked up a baseball, never picked up a basketball.
Yeah.
When it was baseball season, I never even remotely thought about those other two sports.
Yeah.
So the recruiting aspect back then was, you heard about individuals getting recruited, but the coaches actually came.
Yeah.
The coaches actually had to work.
Right.
They couldn't just push no button. They had to, they had to like get out and go see the players they wanted to see.
Yeah.
But that was the great thing. That's why so many other players got seen. Because when they went and saw one dude, they went, who is that cat?
Yeah.
Right. And so other guys were getting looked at. And so you never knew if somebody was there watching you. So that old saying, play every game like somebody's there watching you because you don't know it.
Yeah.
That's why you hear people in my era say that so much, because you never knew.
Yeah.
And so any good showing against somebody who everybody knew about was a great showing for you.
Yeah.
And so the recruiting process then, I can remember I didn't even decide that I was going to Butler until in the spring of my senior year playing baseball. And that was just okay, Butler down the street. I'll go there. I mean, I wanted to, I wanted to go to Oklahoma. I wanted to go to Wichita State.
Uh-huh.
Wichita State was my dream school because of Joe Carter and how good the Shockers were in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
But and me and Gene talked about this many a time, so if he hear it, he'll know it.
Yeah.
My whole goal was to go to Wichita State. As soon as my senior year came and Wichita State didn't recruit me, I was not like, and this is not the kids in Wichita, this is the kids of today across the board. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing was, I'm going someplace where they want me.
Yeah.
I'm going someplace where I know I can play.
Mm-hmm.
Not, well, my dream school, or I wanted to go there and I can't. No, my whole thing was, I want to go where they want me so I know I can be on the field.
Yeah.
But to jump onto that, my whole goal was, I need to find out what schools play against Wichita State so that I can come back, because that was my mindset.
Yeah.
And I knew Oklahoma and Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
So I knew I could get to Oklahoma and Arkansas through Butler.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thought process then. So it wasn't the fact that Wichita State didn't want me. It was the fact that, oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you what y'all missed.
Right.
And so when I got there and I told him that, he laughed. And I went, you better be glad.
Yeah.
You better be glad.
Oh. So obviously you said Butler was right down the street. That was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Was that kind of just in that, and then the whole concept of, showing them what they missed out at WSU with the idea of transferring out eventually, that went into Butler, or was there a little bit more to it?
See, it wasn't even that either, because it was, back then it was, you went and played where you could play.
Right.
Everybody had their dream school, but it was, I get to play, and I get to play in college.
Yeah.
So I'm playing, and then whatever I make of it is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You have kids who, they're from Florida State and they get to go to Florida State and this and that. Well, the difference, and there's a big difference now. The big difference is kids of today, like all the being able to change schools whenever you want.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That wasn't an option?
Well, it was an option, but you were going to lose a year.
Yeah.
So think about it. Do you think kids would be hopping and jumping schools if they knew they were going to lose a year and had to sit out?
Probably not.
No, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And so then it was, and your scholarship was not year to year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not good and you have a bad year, you're probably not going to be playing at that school again.
Yeah.
You have to be extraordinary. Back then, if I sucked, for 4 years, I was going to suck at that school.
Yeah.
And I still had my scholarship, but I was going to suck for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then you two were going to come in and you're going to take my spot, but I still have my scholarship.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there watching guys come in after me and play. So it was a different type of mindset, just knowing that, no, you get to go to college and play.
Right.
Let's see what we can make of this.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know what? This ain't for me. I'm jetting. I'm getting ready to go. And it's hard for me to watch sports now because I look and I see they've been at 3 different schools, 3 different years.
Yeah.
And so now one of 2 things happened. Either it was too hard for you or it was too easy to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's something that the new, I don't know. Getting into whole new how sports are now is just so.
Well, it is. Well, here's the deal.
It's so hard.
To make it really simple,
Uh-huh.
It's not the kid's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the parents' fault. And it's not the coach's fault. Like, you can't fault any of them.
Yeah.
Like, at all, because they don't make the rules.
Right.
They don't set none of the rules, so it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's the NCAA
Uh-huh.
that's created this,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. Because listen, if you my son,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm at a school, and you have a great year,
Uh-huh.
and then somebody says, you know what? How about we do this? Let's give him a little bit more.
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell you to stay at the school that you're at. That would be dumb on my part.
Right.
That would be really dumb on my part.
Mm.
Because if somebody's going to put you in a better situation, why would I not go? We need to put you in a better situation, because at the end of the day, here's the end of the day. Sports, everybody plays sports.
Uh-huh.
You have a life expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain amount of years you're going to be able to play sports, and then it stops.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't stop,
Yeah.
right? School, doesn't stop.
Mm.
So you're going to get different type of educations everywhere.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you're getting different type of educations everywhere and you go, well, this school is better than this school education wise. Well, guess what? If I'm going to school, well, it depends on now because they let y'all stay in school for 25 years now.
Yeah.
But if you get your 4 or 5 years in
Uh-huh.
and you get to go play a professional sport and you go back, guess what you can do? All of that money that you might have made,
Yeah.
now you can go back whatever school you want.
Right.
You might even be able to start your own school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's not that it's anybody's fault. You said it. It's what science, it's what has been created now.
Mm.
And so both sides, they get mad at the coach, but not like they used to. Nobody gets mad at the coach when he changes.
Yeah.
When the coach leaves and goes, they go, oh man, I can't believe he left. And then after a year, nobody thinks anything of that coach leaving.
Yeah.
A kid leave and we want to bash him.
Yeah.
Well, you can't bash the kid because guess what? This is what you've created.
Yeah. So I guess I want to get a little bit on the Butler term.
Yep.
You're at Butler at this point. What was the skill level coming from high school to college at that JUCO level at Butler?
It was different because we had a lot of cats from like Chicago and we had cats from all over, and we had a good number at that time in JUCO. We had a good number of kids from Wichita,
Mm-hmm.
so and the Kansas City area. So we had a lot of guys, talent wise, in the Jayhawk League at the time. It was really, really well in all sports: football, basketball, baseball, but junior college sports has always been good in Kansas because you're not getting a lot of kids from Kansas like you used to.
Yeah.
They're from Texas, Georgia, depending on the sport.
Yeah.
So it's talent out the Yahoo.
Uh-huh.
Back then, it was crazy amount of talent. Teams that we played, they had 8, 9 draft picks on them.
Yeah.
And we beat them.
Yeah.
So the talent at that time in every sport was crazy. The football team at Butler, the running back, I'll never forget him, Bruce Perkins, 6'3", 235.
Yeah.
He was tailback for the Tampa Bay and Green Bay Packers at one time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was crazy the amount of talent at the school in all the sports. So you weren't going to just roll up there and just play.
Yeah.
Like you actually had to be good to get on the field.
Yeah. And that's what when we talked with Paul on here, he was telling us how it's a good debate that you could say JUCO is better than D2 and competition wise. And, you could even argue some of those guys might be better than some D1 teams that you can play.
They are. Well, you got to think about it. At junior colleges, what are reasons in baseball? What are reasons that guys go JUCO? They don't have the grades, or they don't want to stay at a 4-year school.
Yeah.
They want to get drafted instantly.
Yeah.
And so there's reasons why guys would do that. But now, would you go to a Power 5 school if the coach told you you're probably not going to get on the field for 2 or 3 years?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But then you go to a JUCO that Iowa Western, you're rolling out.
Yeah.
You're rolling out about 4 or 5 draft picks a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. So kind of like also we were talking about this. We wanted to see how Butler compared to what your experience was to kind of what Paul's and modern experience was. And so one of the things he talks about, I think they referred it to as Hell Week. Did you guys have something similar to that at the time?
They had Baby Week.
Yeah.
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 No, they had, I know that, no. There was no rules back then.
Yeah.
We were on the field for 7 or 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but in the sporting world, and this is just all. There's no comparison.
Yeah.
And this is not me going old school, new school.
Yeah.
This is me going when in the 90s in the 80s when you had, there were like no rules.
Yeah.
So you were literally going to just be on the practice field all day,
Right.
all day,
Yeah.
all day. And you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Only thing you could do is, are we done yet?
Yeah.
And you said that in your head. You didn't say that out
Yeah,
loud.
no, you ain't getting that one out.
Yeah. So no, it was different just because there's so many more things that you have to be wary of and control of. Back then,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No. That's all I'm gonna say is no. not even not. And if you ask the football players,
Yeah.
they'll tell you not even.
Can only imagine. Yeah.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
can only imagine.
Yeah. And especially with the safety direction sports has gone, like I can easily see that. And that's not something that I had thought about prior to this. So
So there's like people ask me, did you play football? Yeah, I played football in high school. Do you think you had any concussions? Yes. I know I had like one or two, but they didn't call that concussions. They call it got your bell rung.
yeah.
So you didn't think anything of it.
Mm.
You just went, let's go.
Right. Yeah. So once your time was up at Butler, obviously you walked on to WSU. What was kind of the plan when deciding you wanted to walk on at WSU?
No. The walk on was not purposely. So I'll help you out with
Okay.
that. The walk on was only because I got hurt.
Okay.
If I would not have gotten hurt,
Uh-huh.
I would have actually been able to go the plan
Yeah.
and go to Oklahoma or Arkansas,
Yeah.
or I was actually going to get drafted.
Okay.
So that all was in the plan
Yeah.
until I got hurt. I actually, at Coffeyville, I slid headfirst on a steel. Shortstop jumped up, came down, landed with his spikes on my hand and broke my hand.
Yeah.
And once that happened, everything just fizzled out and went. So that thing that happened at Wichita State,
Uh-huh.
the only reason that happened on a Sunday, my dad went up because my dad actually coached Gene Stevenson's son.
Yeah.
And my dad went and talked with Gene. And at the time, this is when they actually had tryouts.
Yeah.
This is when colleges actually had tryouts.
Uh.
And my dad talked to Gene because, like I said, he coached his son in football. And he said, is there any way Billy can come and try out?
Uh-huh.
And Gene's like, listen, he can come try out, but there's nothing promised.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad comes home that Sunday. I'm in the den, and I'm literally watching Scooby-Doo. I'll never forget this day.
Yeah.
I'm watching Scooby-Doo, and my dad's in the den, or dad comes up, and he's looking at me, and he's smiling. I'm like, what are you smiling at?
Yeah.
And he goes, I just got finished talking with Gene. And I'm like, okay, you coach his son,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And he goes, no, I just said, I asked him, could you try out? And he said, you can. And I went, what? And he said, yeah, because I didn't know what I was going to do after that. And I had a great year at Butler, but it wasn't then like it was now.
Mm.
And so he said, you can try out. And I went, okay. As soon as he told me that, in my mind, that was somebody opening the door.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, I needed a scholarship, this and that. It was, you just messed up and gave me a chance.
Uh-huh.
That's what you just did.
Yeah.
And so that's how that played out.
Yeah.
It wasn't, yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, totally different. So that was only because I wouldn't have thought about walking on in Wichita State at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I didn't think I could play there, but because I didn't know that
Yeah.
you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
So with you going to the tryout and whatnot, what all did that look like? Because obviously it's a little bit different than now.
So I'm going to give you the bird's eye view that was really scary.
Yeah.
So 1990, walked on. They had just won the national championship in 1989.
Yeah.
They were returning everybody except for two people, I think.
Yeah.
Returning everybody. They had one of the top 5 recruiting classes in the nation.
Huh.
We had a week tryout
Mm-hmm.
with over 100 kids, and none of them were any of the returners.
Yeah.
None of them. And we were down at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, and all we did was played games for a week.
Yeah.
and only 5 guys. Only 5 guys got picked from that. And the crazy thing is this: a lot of guys who were there were guys who were first team all city and all league players
Mm.
and all state,
Yeah.
and they didn't make it.
Yeah.
And so when I talk to the kids all the time, the number one thing that I try to tell them is don't get caught up on awards and
Yeah.
accolades, not in high school, because a lot of times in high school, when you get those, is because people and coaches think you're the best player. And most of the time, the best players have not even developed or scratched the surface yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I guess with you kind of being labeled as a walk-on,
Mhm.
was there a boundary in the way that you were treated compared to other people, or was it all kind of equal?
They tried.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's college.
Yeah.
In college, what is it that they do? Hazing,
Yeah.
all of this. So they did all of that stuff. But if you are good with yourself and you confident,
Mm.
you don't think anything of that stuff
Right.
at all. And so even going to the school that was the number one school in the nation and this and that, the one thing at Butler, I always thought that I never thought those guys were better than me.
Yeah.
You said, what do you think about JUCO? I've never thought anything of a JUCO player being less than a D1 player
Right.
at all. Not my mindset.
Yeah.
Because my mindset was the only reason I'm not there is because you didn't think I was good enough to be there.
Yeah.
But did they treat players differently? They did.
Mm.
But it's the mindset that I grew up with, knowing that I was a college player,
Yeah.
not JUCO, D1, D2, none of that. I was a college player playing with college players.
Yeah. So then at what point was it that you received your official scholarship when you earned that?
Seriously? So my junior year, I only had it said I played in 24 games.
Huh.
It said I had 11 at bats. I did have an 11 at bats. I'm still trying to figure out these 24 games that I played in.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay. But I didn't play hardly at all my junior year.
Right.
And then my senior year, before going into my senior year, I played my first time in summer ball.
Yeah.
I went to Illinois and played in the CICL, Central Illinois League, and it was a wood bat league.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played summer ball. I hadn't played summer ball prior to that. And so I go there, wooden bat, and my first half,
Mhm.
I hit 226 and was terrible.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I went there to do, I didn't go there to do numbers. I went there to gain confidence.
Right.
And the second half, I hit 390.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I played with a lot of guys that got drafted and against a lot of guys. When I did that, I went, I'm one of the best players in the nation.
Yeah.
Like, I believe that.
Uh-huh.
And then going through the fall of my senior year, it was like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah.
Like it was actually really, really easy.
Yeah.
Playing against the number one pitching staff in the nation. And I absolutely destroyed it.
Yeah.
And when I did that, that's when Gene said, you earned a scholarship. Like
Yeah.
you earned the position. So when people go walk on, he did this, that never crossed my mind because I never felt like all those guys on that team my senior year that we lost in the championship, they were the same guys I played against in the city league.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say you're better than me when I was all city too.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so I just never thought that. And when Gene said, yeah, you have scholarship, da da da, and everybody's like, you're a walk on. I never thought anything about being a walk on.
Yeah.
The only thing my dad did, he loved it to walk on but I never thought anything about me being a walk on.
Yeah. So I heard there's a story of when you received your scholarship.
Yep.
Can we hear that story?
Well, it depends. What I'm trying to. because when I did it, I mean, when I received it, I was, we were at Gene's house
Mhm.
and he, we were having a party and he literally came and told me that, yeah, we're going to have, I'm going to give you a scholarship. You earned it
Yeah.
because of the way you played in the fall. And I mean, I didn't think anything of it. I
Yeah.
really didn't. I told him thanks, but I just never, the scholarship and all of that, that never even crossed my mind or anything.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing was get an opportunity to play with them at that level
Uh-huh.
and then to say I could play at that level.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So then, I wanted to talk a little bit about, you obviously stated like awards and whatnot aren't, something that's huge in a sense, but was there like any feeling behind becoming first team All-American and some of those things that are kind of at that college level?
It wasn't, and I know everybody would be like, "You serious?" It wasn't because when I went to pro ball
Mhm.
and I started playing in pro ball and then I came back to college, I was like, "Man, I sucked."
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that I thought I knew in college, I was not good,
Yeah.
but I thought I was good.
Yeah.
And so when you learn stuff, like you said earlier, when you learn stuff at a higher level, you truly realize
Mhm.
what you thought you knew
Yeah.
wasn't what you need to know,
Yeah.
right? And so um was I, my whole goal when I started at Wichita State was literally to say this: I'm going to be one of the best players in the nation. It was never all Missouri Valley. It was never the best player in our league.
Mhm.
My whole thing was I want to be one of the best players in the nation.
Yeah.
And so that was my thought process.
Mhm.
And so when I did get all of those accolades, it didn't do anything to me because I've never been that type of guy. I've only been, listen, I feel like that's me.
Yeah.
Like if I do it, I'm supposed to do that, and if I don't, then I didn't work hard enough.
Right. So then kind of countering off that, what was your guys' run like for the College World Series? Like the preparation and then kind of just getting to
The
experience all
best
that.
team I've ever played with, even including 15 years of pro ball.
Really?
Like to do it with, I think on that team of 35, we had 19 or 21 Wichita area kids.
Yeah.
And to have the first baseman was from around, second baseman Wichita, third baseman Wichita, shortstop Wichita, left field El Dorado Wichita, center field Kansas City, right fielder Wichita. Like it was all kids from around here
Yeah.
competing against the kids in the nation, and we were the number one team in the nation.
Yeah.
And so that was just fun. Like that was, and I tell the people all the time. They ask me, what was the best team you played for? It was no pro team.
Yeah.
Like even going to big league camp with Boston and seeing Roger Clemens and Andre Dawson and like that, nothing.
Right.
Tony Gwynn and Barry, like that's nothing compared to what you experience in college because
Yeah.
it's totally different mindset.
Yeah. So then following college baseball career, what was that like getting drafted?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Oh, you didn't get drafted?
Oh, I did,
Okay.
but I'm the wrong person to ask because when I got drafted, I honestly did not know. My dad actually told me.
Really?
Yes, and then everybody was telling me. And the crazy thing is this: I didn't really care when I got drafted
Mhm.
because my whole dream was to play in the College World Series. Like my whole dream. And when I did that and I got drafted, I went, man, this is icing on the cake.
Okay.
So whatever happens after this just happens. And granted, when you get there and you start to play, you have goals and dreams. But my number one goal and dream, honestly, my number one goal and dream was actually playing the NFL.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's what it
Yes.
was. It was to do that.
Yeah.
Baseball was just, if I get an opportunity to play in the College World Series, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And when I got a chance to play and we lose in the championship and it was over, I was like, okay, I got to fulfill my dream.
Mm.
And then when the scout came into my scout Scipio Spinks came into my front room, and I was a senior, so I got peanuts and popcorn.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is all they have to offer you. And I was like, okay. Like it was no negotiation or no. And after the fact, he goes, you could have got 20 more $1,000. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't care because my whole thing was I get a chance to do something that I wanted to, but did I really think about it? No. And so yeah, mine was totally different. The draft was the icing on the cake. So when everybody goes, Billy, you never played in the big leagues, and I go, listen, look at my numbers. It wasn't because that I couldn't play. My
Yeah.
numbers, I know it wasn't.
Yeah.
I go, it just wasn't meant to be. And you know what? I'm cool.
Yeah.
My work ethic was second to none.
Mhm.
My numbers were second to none. So I'm fine with what I did. And they go, is there anything you do different? Probably like cause a little bit more chaos in terms of be more mm, be more not anything that I did
Mhm.
physically working, none of that.
Yeah.
Speak up more.
Yeah.
Speak up more in terms of certain situations. There were
Mhm.
certain situations that I probably should have spoke in meetings
Right.
and negotiations that I
Yeah.
didn't. I just went, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And but as far as playing wise, doing it,
Mhm.
numbers, and having an opportunity, no, I'm totally fine
Yeah.
with everything I did. And it's like everybody asked me, and I go, here's the deal. It just wasn't in the cards for me. God didn't want me to be up there. And the worst thing they could have did was put me up there. That would have been the worst thing they could have did. And so no, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool way of looking at it. What was kind of like so I guess after you got drafted, then how did life change?
It was, I mean, it really didn't. You're in that professional setting.
Uh-huh.
You're living your dream. You get to do that. So now you basically, it's your job.
Yeah.
You're not playing baseball for fun anymore.
Yeah.
Now you're playing baseball for keeps and for real.
Yeah.
And so that's all it was, just playing baseball for keeps. It's a job.
Mhm.
Every year I played was always fun.
Yeah.
Every year, with the exception of when I learned what the business side of it was about. When the business side came in, that's when it stopped being fun.
Yeah.
But once I got over that speed bump,
Mhm.
then it was okay because I went, so this is life.
Yeah.
This is what happens when they put more dollar signs
Yeah.
behind everybody's paycheck. The whole ball game changes now.
Right.
And so you just get to find out how much society is truly ran by
Yeah.
the dollar.
Yeah. So I got two last things,
Yep.
then we can wrap it up real quick. But heard a little bit how you played baseball in Japan.
Taiwan or Korea.
Korea.
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
airballed with that.
That's okay. It was in Korea.
What was it like playing
It
over
was
there?
the most fun I've ever had.
Really?
It was playing in front of 40 and 50,000 people.
Yeah.
It was them yelling everything, saying crazy stuff. You couldn't understand them unless they were cussing at you. If they
Yeah.
were cussing at you, you could hear every word perfect.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we made a lot.
Yeah.
But I tell everybody it was one of the most fun times I've ever had
Mhm.
playing baseball.
Yeah. So then my last thing is somebody who, you've been in the sports world your whole life, you've got to play. What, you hear coaches, I've heard it my whole life saying that sports prepare you for the real world. How do you feel like, or do you feel like that is a true statement? And if so, why or why not?
So easiest way to explain it.
Mm.
You wake up every day and you got to compete for a job.
Yeah.
You wake up every day in sports.
Yeah.
You got to compete for your job.
Mhm.
You're going to be a shining star one day. You're going to be a fading star the other. You can be the stud in the first inning,
Yeah.
a dud in the third inning.
Right.
So I have to learn how to live with you, compete with you. You have to be my teammate, but I don't have to like you.
Yeah.
I have to listen to my boss, but I
Mhm.
don't have to like him. I
Yeah.
have to follow his rules or else I can leave.
Yeah.
So in sports, it does prepare you. It's just you have to have the right mindset of what it's preparing you for. And it's just preparing you for life.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, that I think is something that, especially with how much you hear it, and then I can tell you whenever I was first hearing it, I was like, how is me going to 6 a.m. workouts preparing me for
Uh-huh.
anything? And, as I've got older, I can definitely see the
It
clicks, but
prepared you how to get up in the morning and prepare
exactly,
for the day.
exactly.
Yep.
And so those are things that I've really got to taken with me, especially now that I'm not in that world.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, do you have any closing things you want to hit real quick?
All right.
Yeah, well, thanks for giving us the time
Yep.
and doing this. Caden's been allegedly having this connection for a while, so allegedly. So
All right.
I
Well,
appreciate you making it happen for
no,
us.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.